this is a white pen. Hi guys. I'm messing around with a white pen this morning to kind of get my brain going. This is the acrylic piece I've been working on that I was telling you guys about in my last video. But contrasting with black and white or on black background is just different. Makes my brain think different. Even while I'm doing different pieces, you know what I mean? I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm just still just trying to wake up. So sometimes I'm just like, I start to kind of conceptualize. A lot of it has to do with like outside. I usually don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I just start to do it because of what, I kind of go with whatever's inside telling me what to do. You know what I mean? I just kind of let go and just kind of wake up. A lot of times it's waking up thinking about when I'm doing this, like waking up in the mornings, camping, and just experiencing what it's like to wake up in the mountains or the coast. And I switch back and forth all the time when I'm drawing and painting or whatever. You know, it's usually a moon or sunset or sunrise, and the backdrop's usually water or it's the mountains. So it's kind of whatever corresponds to those two, you know, nature realities, you know. So I'm just kind of sketching out, like right now, just mountain silhouette kind of backdrop, and not really trying to worry about anything right now. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about the, just kind of like sharp contrast to start with. Everything that's kind of how I think. Pretty sharp contrast. Kind of extreme sometimes. And so, you know, one day I'm kind of just sketching out kind of backdrops and silhouettes, and I'll put it down and I'll come back to it. Sometimes I'll knock it out in just minutes, you know what I mean? If it's something that just explodes out, it happens sometimes, but not often. It's not usually like that. It's usually more of a kind of methodical, just kind of see where it goes, you know? That's my favorite part of creating is letting go and just kind of seeing what happens, you know, and not have a plan. It's like this, like that painting, like I had no plan. I just started drawing water, you know what I mean? And sky and water. It's kind of where I start with that. And then all this stuff, as I'm sketching or I'm painting or I'm drawing, what's happening is I'm also, it's opening up, freeing my mind up. This is almost like a portal for me. You know, it's like a Stargate, and it cracks open a creative access, a door that I can't get any other way. And so down here at the bottom, I'm gonna sketch out a little bit of water, kind of like a little bit of a valley below the mountainscapes. And then I drop in, from there I'll usually drop in just a happy little place. It's like my man Bob Ross would say about, you know, happy little trees. But it's kind of the same thing. I kind of just, it's a fantasy of like living up in the mountains or over at the coast, just super simple and not a bunch of people. And that's kind of why I live where I live now and how I live. I sketched it out in my brain, you know. It's like, and it eventually it happens. Eventually stuff manifests out of these thoughts that go through us, you know. If we really want them, if it really keeps burning inside of us, we have no choice. Otherwise we sit in a lot of regret and turn bitter and remorseful and all that kind of stuff. And I don't like that feeling. I have plenty of it, but I don't like it. So that's why I like to start a lot of my days like this because, um, you know, the old saying, you know, as the first hour goes the rest of the day kind of thing. I'm paraphrasing because I forgot what the actual quote is, but it's something like that. And so if I'm starting my day kind of getting at least kind of sketching out stuff and kind of getting a sense of getting outside of my worries, and like right now it's probably 3 o'clock, 3:30 a.m. And so for me, like that's normal. It's very typical. And I used to stress about it, you know, like I need to sleep and all that kind of stuff. And it's like now I'm in a position in life where, you know, I sleep when I sleep, I wake up when I wake up, and I eat well, so I have a good routine that way, so I can think when I wake up. But I'm not a normal, like my circadian rhythms are not normal. They're not typical. Um, I wake up a lot and actually have a lot of like this morning, you know, I wake up and I have a lot of just energy, man. I have a lot of energy, and I have a lot of things going on in my mind, just like I know it's like that for you. It's no different for me, you know. But this helps me kind of start to get in touch with me and with what just kind of letting go and just knowing everything's cool, you know. It's no big deal. Nothing's a big deal unless I make it a big deal. So the same thing with my art, you know. It's like everything's symbolic of the same kind of process of life applied to this, which is taking action on what's inside of me and the time that I have on this earth, like right now, instead of just like watching YouTube, which don't worry, I watch plenty of YouTube. But I try to watch stuff that's, you know, also that's like, I like watching guys like Bob Ross sometimes just to chill out, you know, and watch a master, you know, and other guys, but he's badass, man. Bob Ross is a badass. It's cool to see him getting the respect with these younger generations that, you know, they don't think he's corny. They think he's really cool. So I think that's neat, you know, because he is super positive. He was just, I loved his positivity, and I loved how he encouraged people in a way that in the art world, man, in the art world, you don't come across a lot of that. You come across a lot of insecure people who are scared to share their stuff, you know. Today it's better because of YouTube, you know. There's incentive to want to share, but and I think that's great. I think that's been a great benefit of YouTube. But at the end of the day, putting pen to paper, like we can talk about AI and, you know, graphic digital art and all that kind of stuff. I'm just not about it. Like I work with very talented graphic artists um, to take my concepts and bring them into technical form. Like that's an art of its own. But like that's not how I operate. I'm a I'm old school, man. I'm pen to paper, paint on canvas, um, pencil on white paper, conceptualizing and at that real core level. And then I have a team that does, you know, more of the technical kind of iterations and bringing something into manifestation that I envision. But this stuff, man, this is as good as it gets for me. Like I really just enjoy. I've really enjoyed creating, going into the unknown, just like this, no big deal. But and also the unknown, but also like the familiar, right? So it brings me back to a place that makes me happy. I think of camping, and I think of good times with my family and being a kid, and just realizing that, you know, the beauty of nature and and appreciating as an artist, it's like it's an endless, exciting thing to like be fascinated by. And I'm glad that I was exposed to a lot of nature. I mean, if I was a city kid, I'd be drawing skyscrapers and skeletons all the time, and sadness. Or trying to be a mainstream artist where um, beauty is not, it's not cool. So I like to focus on like natural beauty, and because I think that's really cool. I think it's a much better mindset. I've been on both sides, so that's why I'm telling you from experience. That whole LA art scene, New York, it's trippy. It's trippy. But I was able to be around some really good artists who stayed clear of the posturing and all the bullshit, and they stayed focused on the core of their art. And that's who I was attracted to. They keep it fresh, and they stay fresh. They keep pushing themselves. You know, one guy in particular who I really admire and appreciate what he's doing, um, talking about art with on social media, is Justin Bua. He's he is extremely talented, commercially very successful, but he spends a lot of time teaching and educating and talking about art versus commercial art, and like the essence of art. And he's a true artist, but he's been he's been commercially at the highest levels. So I mean, he has sold over 2 million prints. Like, that's, in this day and age, that's amazing. So you know those are the kind of people I like to hang around and learn from, because their art is simply a reflection of who they are. And I like the ones who stay committed to pushing themselves to, and personally and as artists. It's all in the same. It's all one and the same. The other thing I like about black, white on black paper, starting out, it flips my mind, like my brain. All of this is like super color, uh, helps. It's super good for me, and I love it. I love poppy color, contrast and poppy color, um, tied in with natural, kind of natural, but um, that's how I see it. You know, my brain, my brain clicks a little different, but not too different. But I also appreciate like lots of color and contrast, but I also like really sharp contrast, like black and white, white on black, and then build from there. So I have found that it is um, that it kind of like it helps reset my mind. And then I like to go back in with color, you know what I mean? But I'm not distracted by the color. Like, that's my point. Yeah. Still in rough form, rough thought. Yeah, it's cool. I like popping in some little trees and different little things before I get into a deeper dive. Nothing serious. Throwing up some conifers because I am drawing from a place of like the Sierra Nevadas, or there's amazing mountains around here that are just huge, man. It's really, there's some really amazing natural beauty up here where I live. It's a whole new environment, but it's just amazing. So that's influencing me in real time also, which is cool. I love it. So yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna go have some coffee more. And I'm going to keep cracking on this. And it was cool hanging out with you guys. I'm going to do this more often. So, hey, look at this. Bradley's totally asleep. I love that. It's the best. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys have a nice day, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.